Let's look at linear programming, where we are not given equations and it's asked to come up with our own equations. Like they just give you an essay you're supposed to read and then come up with equations. So in this linear programming, we have two types of equations. Two types of equations. We have the objective equation and then we have the constraints. The constraints are like the limiting factor. The constraints usually have two variables like x and y. That's constraint. And then the objective, they're usually three variables. It can be x, y, z. That is an objective. So let's first have a simple example. Like we have three equations: x plus y. Okay, three inequalities: x, y less than or equal to 20, then 3x plus 4y less than or equal to 72. Then we have z is equal to 4x plus 5y. So this has two variables. So these are the three equations that we have. The first step that we are supposed to do is to identify the constraint equations and then the objective equations. These ones have two variables, x and y, x and y. So this makes them the constraints. The constraint equations. Then this is the objective because it has three variables, 1, 2, 3, like that. Then the next thing that we do is to plot these constraints on the graph. So how do we plot these inequalities on the graph? We are supposed to come up with points. So for the first equation, x plus y less than or equal to 20. So when y is 0, x is going to be less than or equal to 20. Then when x is 0, y is going to be less than or equal to 20. So here, when x is 0, when y is 0, x will be 20, like that. Then here, like that. So those are the points that we are going to plot on the graph. So our graph will be like this. Is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. So here it will be 20, then even here it will be 20, like that. And that will be our line. So it will be x plus y less than or equal to 20. Then for the second equation, 3x plus 4y less than or equal to 72. When x is 0, what will be y? So this one will go off. So it will be 4y less than or equal to 72. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. So 72 divided by 4, it becomes 18. So y will be 18. So the first point will be when x is 0, y will be 18. So how about when y is 0? When y is 0, meaning this one will go off. So we shall remain with 3x less than or equal to 72. Divide by 3, divide by 3. So 72 divided by 3, it is 24. So x will be 24. So the second point will be when x is 24, y is 0. So we plot this on the graph. When x is 0, y will be 18. So that point will be here, 18. Then when x is 24, y is 0. So it will be somewhere here, like that, 24. Yeah, so our line will be like this. When you're in an exam, make sure you use a ruler. So it is 3x plus 4y less than or equal to 72. You only plot the constraints equations. You do not plot the objective equation on the graph here. So the area that we want is this area. We shall always consider this area, like where these points meet, then this area, like inside here, it's the area that we want. Then the next step is to identify the corner points of this area. We want this corner point, then this corner point, then this corner point. There are 3 of them. They are the ones that we want. So for this one, it is 0 and 18. This is 0 and 20. Then this one, we do not have it. So we shall have to find this. You get? Yeah, so our table, we draw a table. It's going to be like this. So we have x, y, and then z, like that. So for the first point, x is let's start with this. For this, x is 20, y is 0. Then the next one, we do not know the value of z yet. Then this one, x is 0, y is 18, like that. Then for this one, we don't know it. So how do we get its value? We are going to use these equations, and we use either the substitution method or the elimination method, so that we can get the value of x and y. It will give us the values for here. So x plus y less than or equal to 20. Then we have 3x plus 4y less than or equal to 72. Like that, we are going to use the elimination method. So we are going to multiply this whole equation by -3 so that it can be able to cancel out with this 3 and we remain with only y. So we multiply this whole equation by -3. So it will be this times this, it will be -3x. Then this times this, it will be -3y less than or equal to this times this, it will be -60. Then we bring this equation down here, 3x plus 4y less than or equal to 72. So when we subtract this and this, it becomes a 0. Positive and negative, they cancel out. So you remain with -3x plus 4y. What we get is y. Then less than or equal to -60 plus 72, it is 12. So y is equal to 12. Then we substitute this in any of these two equations to get the value of x. So x plus y less than or equal to 20. We substitute y is 12. So x plus 12 less than or equal to 20. This will come this side, so our x will be 8, like that. So these two values are the values for that point. So we come here and we say x is 8 and y is 12, like that. Then the next thing, we are going to substitute all these in our objective equation to find the value of z. So z equals to 4x plus 5y. So we substitute all of these. For the first equation, z equals to 4, our x is 20, then plus 5, y is 0. So this makes it z equals to 80. So 8 is what we put there. Then for the next one, z equals to 4, our x is 0, then 5, 18. This makes it, this is already 0, then 5 times 18, it makes it 90. Then the last one, z equals to 4 into bracket, our x is 8, then plus 5, our y is 12. When you multiply, it gives us 92. So 92. So the one that maximizes the objective is this. When they produce 8 units of x and then 12 of y, that's the one that maximizes the profits. Yeah, so we are going to have a real example. This was an hypothetical example. We are going to have an example in the next video. Thanks for watching.